Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hello, everybody. I am Christian Ramirez. And this is...
I'm Daniel
G. Garza. And this is the Christian and Daniel Show.
Oh, you know what? I didn't put my earbuds. I didn't put anything on.
Bless you. Bless it so.
Can you hear me okay? Does it sound okay?
Mm-hmm. Do you have the microphone hooked in?
No. But let me see if I can put my earbuds when you talk.
But you don't sound like you're in a box now. I think it's because you were using the earphones. You sound like you're kind of in a box. Hello, Julieta. Mucho gusto. That was Espanol. Yeah, see?
Why do you always have to agree with him? I agree with him.
I already teased him that the picture, which is perfectly straight, is crooked. That was pretty good.
Don't agree with him.
Steve, if you're on, this is a big old cup, and this is a big old cup. A big old cup of Wonderland, and I cannot say how much I love it. It does not hit me hard caffeine-wise. It is smooth. It is tasty. It is like the boyfriend that is not here right now.
If y'all were watching Put Together Conversations last weekend, is it last weekend? Yes.
Yeah. No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Our friend Stephen
on the 8th, yeah. Prevost. If you're watching, he is the roaster for Ghost Brothers Coffee.
We got to get him on this show just to have him chat a bit.
Well, we should have him as a guest host.
We have to, because what his people, I'll tell you, people, you want to learn about coffee roasting, and like I had no clue. Starbucks has been lying because they don't know and they just made assumptions. Because I used to think that dark roast coffee had more of a caffeine hit.
Well, you know, he's coming back.
Of course, they come right when I'm done.
He's coming back. He'll be here, Steve
on our show.
Yeah, no, he's coming back on Put It Together Conversations.
I know. But I want him on our show.
Yeah, but he's coming back because we had so many questions about coffee.
Oh my God.
If you are a coffee lover, if you love coffee, you need to come back.
You need to go to Stephen's brother.
Brothers. Oh,
it's burnt. Starbucks is burnt. But anyway, he told us that dark roast coffee actually has less caffeine because it's roasted longer, and the longer it roasts, the less caffeine. He blew our minds. He blew the people who watched minds. The audience. There's a ton of questions. There were more questions than we could do in an hour. It was so.
If you
we're going to have him on here too.
Yeah, if you like coffee and you want to learn more about coffee, we're doing a whole hour of coffee questions and conversations this Saturday, May 22nd. 22nd. So put it on your calendars.
I knew that.
Saturday, May 22nd at
12 or 2. Okay.
2 p.m.
He's at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
2 o'clock this Saturday. If you want to learn about coffee, be on the our podcast, Daniel's Put It Together with Daniel Garza Conversations at 2 o'clock on Saturday. It is, your mind will be blown because you'll realize almost everything you've learned about coffee might be wrong. Yes, Daniel, you look like.
Sorry, hold on a second.
Well, anyway, folks, let me talk about my favorite topic. Me.
I can't hear you. You keep talking.
Yeah, it's funny when people ask you to talk. I saw this ridiculous TikTok the other day. TikTok is like totally changing. It used to be like fun and light, people doing silly dances and people doing like fun things. And now it's turned into witchcraft central. Like I want to be a witch or want to be witch. And then there are some legit witches on there. And like paranormal researcher central. And all these like freaking anti-vaxxers and conspiracy theorists are on there. It's like it's turned into this nutty freakazoid service.
What are you talking about?
The one thing, saving grace, is they have the most adorable cat stuff, and I think it's so cute. And I'm getting so old that I said that. But anyway, this girl or person, I don't know whether they're male or female, it's irrelevant, said, okay, this hi Ross, said your TV, if you have a TV in your bedroom, then you have a dark mirror in your bedroom when it's not on, and the demons watch you through the dark mirror in your bedroom while you're sleeping.
Who are you talking about?
On TikTok, this girl someone, I don't know if it's a girl. I just keep thinking it's a girl for some reason because it's so, sorry, not gonna say anymore. I keep thinking it's a girl, but it's because I'm being a sexist pig. But she said, if you have a TV in your bedroom and you don't have it on, it becomes a dark mirror. And a dark mirror is how demons watch you. They watch you through the dark mirror at night while you're asleep. Girl, I'm a practicing medium, and I am legit, and I am good. And all I can say is, you heard some bad information. That is fake news. Please. There are no demons looking through your TV, which is a black mirror. Through that. The only black mirror you could make would be if you're a witch and you screw up a spell and you make a dark mirror door. Then they can come through it, or they can watch you through it. But do not play the game telling people all this misinformation. I nearly told her off. I was so close to telling her off in the comments. But the only thing I did put in the comments was, you don't have to worry about it. Simply seal the TV with your sage and your Palo Santo, and do your thing over it, and it will be fine. If you're going to be insecure about it, protect yourself and seal the TV. Then you don't have to worry about them watching you or coming through your TV. Hello, did someone watch Poltergeist recently and decide to make a post? TikTok has turned into this ridiculousness, like these conspiracy theorists. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a conspiracy theorist. All of this stuff, there's nothing wrong, but it used to be so light and fun, and now no one's dancing. Everyone's like, the world will end on May 22nd, 2021. Be ready. Are you serious? Yeah, so if the world's going to end, what the heck am I getting ready for? What am I going to do? Go, oh no, I better pack a bag. We're not all Egyptian. We all will use our toothbrush in the later life. So that's a reference to the birdcage, by the way, guys. When Alfred was going to go to some horrible cemetery in Florida. I don't know if there's any good ones, but a horrible one. And Robin Williams is like, he goes, I'm bringing my toothbrush. He's like, oh, you're so Egyptian. Anyway. I'm sorry, but TikTok used to be so much fun, and it's become this
it is fun. It's algorithms. It's algorithms. If you know,
I don't like anything. I haven't been liking
anything. You don't have
anything.
to like it. You don't have to like it. Oh, by the way, I want to make sure that we give Ross Berry. This is my Canadian boyfriend. He will be on our show. He's going to be guest hosting with us next week.
Is Ross on the East Coast or West Coast of?
Is
he in Quebec or Toronto?
No.
Or is he in Victoria, BC?
I just blanked as you said words.
As you said words, I totally lost my train of thought. Because words are not how I think. And
Regina?
He lives in Vagina, Canada.
Not Regina, right? Saskatchewan. There we go. Saskatchewan.
That makes more sense than Regina.
But isn't there a Regina place, Ross?
Honey, I barely know the United States, let alone knowing Canada.
I asked Ross. Ross is commenting. Okay, so Ross from Saskatchewan will be our guest host next week. There is a Regina, Canada. There is.
Regina, Canada.
There you go. Yeah, it's not Regina, it's Regina.
It's like Regina.
But it's not Regina, it's Regina.
Regina.
But he's gonna be anyway. The point being is he's gonna be our guest host next week. So everybody chime in.
Okay. Next Wednesday, Ross McCreary will be our guest host. Be ready.
Shut up. By the way, did anybody notice the new title? What?
What's this?
We're actually known as the Queen City. So are we, Ross.
Wherever we live is the Queen,
the Queen City.
This vagina very sexy.
Miss Martin, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. Good to see you on here watching. Oh my God!
Now, Saskatchewan, since I am an ignorant American and I'm a product of our American education, I have no idea where Saskatchewan is. Is that the West Coast? Is that the western side of Canada?
Well,
yes, we are, Cecilia. I know we're being ridiculous tonight.
Ross, you're not too? We're on the same time zone, aren't we, Ross? I think so.
And if we are, then it's western. Then it's the western side of Canada.
But anyway, he's gonna be here, and he's already scheduled himself for putting together conversations. We're booked all the way to June. We only have July open now.
Next Wednesday evening, Ross McCreary will be our guest.
Oh, he's in the middle of Canada. So Regina is in the middle. Regina's in the middle.
You mean Regina's in the middle of Canada?
Oh, sorry, we just had to go there.
I'm sorry. We're being really juvenile. So yes, Regina.
Right above North Carolina.
Right above Anyway, I'm so sorry, Ross. You're just being bad.
I hope Stephen Prevost signs on so we can tell him there's something in the coffee because
yeah,
this is
I know.
Silly.
I agree, Ross.
Oh my God!
And you know what, everyone? Some of us have just been through enough this year. Enough already.
You know, this is for you folks. This is for you.
No more.
But actually,
I'm going to keep screaming out dates and telling you to be prepared. Because that's what apparently gets you to the TikTok pocket share. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. His name.
You know what? It's very moist.
Oh, my God. No, don't even go there.
That's what humid climate is, a moist climate.
That's the chowder.
That's my chowder.
Oh, where is when you need him?
Or I don't know, maybe he's back to being not E-Bag Odal anymore.
Thank you, everybody by the way, thank you. You're watching the Christian and Daniel show. Thank you for being here with us. We didn't mention, but we want to thank our musical director, Mr. Kai Kalama, our
Checo Doria, our artistic director,
and Gabe Lido, our stage manager, who is not here today.
Or E-Bag Odal.
Yeah, he's not even his cousin. Laughter truly is the best medicine.
Oh my God, Ross, you definitely are right. It is. When I'm laughing, I don't hurt. I don't feel any pains. Everything's good. You know, I will say that's a blessing with Daniel and I that many times, even through our roughest times, cancer, we chose to laugh. We chose to be light instead of dark. And, you know, even with the people I work with in my program of recovery, I choose to be light. I'm never the heavy. I mean, I could get heavy. I could get mean. I could get whatever I need to for a moment with them. But then I always go back to being light because if my recovery wouldn't exist if it weren't light, if I didn't get to laugh, you know, because let's face it, we're human beings. We do a lot of dumb stuff and it's pretty dang funny. I used to love sitting in a chair in a public area, and you could just sit there and laugh your tail off for days watching people do the dumb stuff they do. Like people on phones tripping over nothing or tripping over your leg or a bench. You know, we are funny. We're human beings. We're not perfect, so we're funny.
Well, you know, and that's how I'm choosing to face my cancer now. Yeah.
Exactly. Trust me, the cancer doesn't like happiness. Cancer doesn't like laughing.
And for everybody that, if y'all don't know Ross is a fellow advocate, a friend of
Well,
mine.
I was trying to avoid
a dear friend of mine. So he's been through his stretches. But we've talked about this, that when I was diagnosed with cancer, the nurse told us, if you can laugh through this, you will make through it. If you get through it.
Yeah.
But
and that was she was a senior nurse. I don't mean it by age. I just mean she's like been a nurse a long time, but I don't mean she doesn't necessarily mean it by her age. That's not what I meant. But she had been around the block. She had seen a lot of cancer patients and cancer patients who were in a couple. And so for her to say what she said to us, and then we saw her at the end, like when you were getting off of it, didn't we?
Yeah. And she was like, oh, you guys are still together.
Yeah, she's like, you guys made it. Like she literally said, oh, you guys made it. Because that was, I think you were getting your last plasma transfusion because your red blood cell dropped.
Yeah.
And she came in and she's like, you guys made it. And she was just like, she was so matter of fact. She's like, you guys made it. She goes, but I thought you would. Because we weren't choosing to be like, this sucks. I hate this. This is stupid. And then going to chemo. I mean, who wants to go to chemo and put poison in their body willingly? And we're sitting there and there were a lot of miserable people in that room. But yet who did all the nurses flock to the whole time we were there? Us. Not because we're gorgeous and just delicious.
Well, it helped.
It helped. But because we were laughing. Like they always want to know, what the hell are you laughing at in a chemotherapy treatment center?
Well, remember I kept making butt jokes when we walked into chemo. Every time we walked into chemo, I made butt jokes. It's like, how are you feeling? It's a pain in the butt, but I'm here.
I'm the butt of the joke again.
Well, I mean, it is said that, I mean, it's true that my very first stand-up set, my very first jokes were butt jokes. Hey, it wasn't bad. You thought it was bad, but it was not bad.
Yeah.
It was funny. People laughed. I had the video for proof.
Oh, I can watch that video and show you no one's laughing.
People are laughing. You weren't laughing, but
no, because it wasn't funny.
But
everything you've done since, my love, has been freaking hilarious. As long as you never went back to the butt joke.
Which they're not here tonight.
Even though you did do a butt joke online with the group the other day, and I was a little like, we're not going back that direction.
Well, because it was a conference. It was a health conference.
It had nothing to do with butt cancer.
They don't know the jokes. But okay, so for everybody,
guys,
for lupus.
Just for anyone who doesn't know us really well, this is us. Like we banter back and forth. We're not really angry or being jerks to each other. We're not really.
We don't talk to each other when we're mad at each other.
Yeah, when we're with each other, we're completely quiet and a little tense.
But yeah, so I mean, for those of you that are online that have been in relationships for a long time, how do you act when you're mad at your partner? Because we just kind of avoid each other for a little bit. So it's like.
We have maintained the privilege of being able to avoid each other completely for a little while.
So last weekend on Saturday, I was lucky enough and honored to be part of the Looms for Lupus conference. So they had an all-day conference, and they asked me to be the comedy show.
Did it include fibromyalgia too? Was it both?
Yes.
I thought that doctor guy was really talking about fibromyalgia quite passionately.
But the organization, the Mata sisters, the Mata sisters own Looms for Lupus, so they asked me to be the comedy show.
And they are the nicest for people who are feeling crummy most of the time. They are the super nicest people. Like, because I feel the slightest bit of discomfort with my tummy. And Dan, you do not want to hang out with me. Like, I'm gonna leave me alone. I need to be single. I need to be like totally on my own. Like no one around.
Maybe Estella will jump in. She usually makes it in the show halfway through. She does. But so I go on, and
it was hilarious.
I am trying to be. I wanted to give them the best show, so I didn't put on my microphone today. So usually I have my microphone, and so I put the microphone, but I decided to put my earbuds on, because I wanted to make sure that I could hear them correctly and I could repeat. Well, something between the microphone and my earbuds wasn't working correctly, so it was causing static. I guess I couldn't hear it, but nobody could hear me.
It wasn't causing static. You sounded like you were about 10 miles away from the microphone. You're like,
and
I just want to tell you a really funny joke, and I just like, why did you get
on the
sealed to the dog? And we're all like half the people were like, what the hell is he saying?
So I'm going on, and
It
then
was
finally
Sandy.
Christian jumps in and like, nobody can hear you. So of course inside I'm just panicking,
I knew he was going to panic, but I
and
couldn't
I'm
help
trying
it.
to keep it.
No, you had to know that no one could hear you.
I didn't, and so I'm trying to keep
No, I mean,
going.
that's why I pumped in, because I knew you didn't know, and I'm like, he has to find out. Because
So
he'll kill himself if he did.
of course, the worst thing I could do is I unplugged the earbuds, but now I can't hear anything, and I'm afraid they can't hear me. But all along, I'm saying jokes, and then I'm like,
And everyone's like,
but
he's thinking he's not landing them. He's thinking they're not landing, but really, no one can hear them. So I hear a little bit of one, and I start to laugh, just so hoping someone else will join in just to help. Then I realize I have to say, that's when I said something, because I'm like, he needs to know he's landing. It's just no one can hear it.
and then when they finally can hear me, I am so lost in what I'm supposed to do next that I'm like,
But
you
Daniel
go.
is such a professional, you could not tell. He did not let on to the audience that he was lost, that this had totally disrupted his
My
set.
set. Yeah. And
Yeah.
So the messages I get back from Estela was that everybody thought that me looking lost was part of the set.
And the microphone not working right.
Yes, everybody thought I had set this up, which I had not set any of it up. But I got the best compliments. It was my best set, and yet inside of me, it was my worst set ever.
And that's what I was cracking up, because I heard everyone saying, like, he's so funny. This is such a great set. This is so good. They go, we love the whole bit with the microphone. And I'm like just staying quiet going, that was real.
That was him being dumb. That was just being.
Because the fact that I joined in, I think even validated that this has to be a setup, because why would this guy chime in about him not being able to hear him? You know, when everyone else is just sitting there like,
Thank you. Thank you.
you are a pro.
Yeah, it was total. But I wish they had recorded it.
Improvisación.
I wish they had recorded it. They didn't record it, and that sucked.
Oh, it wasn't recorded at all?
No, they didn't record it. I wish they would have recorded it. That was like,
I would have loved you to show that to your mentors. They would have died. They would die watching. But they also, I think, would get it that you've come to the level where stuff like that happens and no one can tell. You just use it. You like literally integrated it into your set.
But I think interviewing people has set me up to be.
Yeah, like really quick, because you never know what someone's going to say. You never know. You know, now let me say it correctly. Improvisación. Improvisación. Those words, the long ones in Spanish, are hard for me. I feel like a little 2-year-old. Like I can't say the big words.
But your Spanish is getting better. By the way, I did want to ask. We got cut off.
Really, huh?
I want to ask. Do you folks like the new title up above? Right there. I did that.
I did that.
That's me.
There's some production houses at the end of shows. That's their thing. You hear a little kid go, "I did this. I did that."
Well, we're trying to make the show better for the folks. We have the ether
to incrementally up our game.
Yeah, we have the ether line now, so it's running directly. There's no more Wi-Fi.
My love, it's Ethernet line.
What did I say?
Ether line. Ether is a drug that they used to give people to knock them out for surgery.
Well, maybe this show is knocking people out. I don't know.
Oh, no. Maybe when you're talking, when I'm talking, people wide awake, girl. Don't you talk to me like that.
How dare you?
Lump me into that.
But yeah, so we're adding better titles for y'all. We're adding the line so that we can stream better. We had our guest today. That was a really good guest today, by the way. That was a really good guest.
Oh my Lord, we had the most amazing conversation. I hug it. Oh, hey. I think I felt seventh grade Spanish. I might have.
No, en la biblioteca con el lápiz.
I like yo tengo leche con arroz en la biblioteca en la mesa. También.
What the?
I know what I said, but that made no sense. Like, can you imagine? They'd be like, "That is the whitest not white man I've ever seen in Mexico." Like, where are you from? ¿A dónde?
But I'm just gonna ignore the Spanish. But
you know what? Just like singers, they say really great singers can truly sing horrible because they're so good. Yeah. Yep.
good configuration of your words there.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you said. That I can understand.
Did you understand the ha 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 at the end?
Yeah. I used to, when I first met Daniel and I started communicating with his family, and I'd get on tech stuff and Facebook. They do that, ja, 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 ja. And that's how I read. I'm like, what's this? Ja, 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 ja,
What's the cha-cha?
I know, what is that? And then all of a sudden one day it dawned on me, like dum dum. I can hear, like, you know, in like the Flintstones, they'd have the little alien guy who'd call them dum dum, the little green guy.
Yes.
Hello, dum dum, and that's what I heard in my head. Hello, dum dum.
Gazoo.
A is pronounced like H in English, so it's it's not. I read that like that for like a year. I was like, what?
Oh my God! I tell you, where's Stephen when we need him? Stephen Provost. He was on the show, or he was watching earlier.
Well, I'm surprised he's not here tonight.
Because this coffee, man.
It is the best coffee I've ever had. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. Totally. I total comprendo.
Comprendo. It's almost as bad as the mariposa story.
You should tell it. There's people here who can actually understand that.
Okay, so
embarrass me.
Before we continue, we'll remind everybody you're watching the Christian and Daniel
Before
show.
You sign off after this story.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Remember, be part of the conversation. Join us if you're watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. You can be part of the conversation. I have my Twitter open over here so I can check you out. But be part of the conversation. And if YouTube, will you do us a favor and scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and like the video? It helps us out. Is Kristen adopted by a Mexican American family?
That is a very interesting story. I actually am 1/3. I'm part African. I'm part black, part Mexican, part white. That's my racial mix. I was adopted by a completely English-speaking Puerto Rican father and German mother. And because my mom was German and didn't speak Spanish, so there was no Spanish in our home. My father's last name, because he's Puerto Rican, was Ramirez. So that's like the only reason I actually have a Latino last name.
But your dad did teach Spanish.
My dad taught Spanish to many of my friends in the same school district, and they speak to this day excellent Spanish, while his son obviously does not.
Yeah, I was fooled. So I was fooled when we met.
Yeah, he was a really great teacher apparently, because they speak beautiful Spanish.
I thought when we met, I was dating a Latino.
He was dating a white person, a coconut, tan on the outside, white on the inside.
It's only multicultural on paper. It's only multicultural on paper. It does not translate to.
No, it didn't. Basically, Christian was raised as a white person, even though he wasn't white. And the town I grew up in, Dublin, when I was a kid growing up there, until high school, I was the only person of color in my entire school. Everyone else was Caucasian. Everyone else was white, or at the very least, they presented white. And no one spoke Spanish. I didn't hear Spanish spoken for real until I got to high school.
You know, with my family, you do pull out some Spanish. The thing is, okay, wait a minute. We're going to go back to being nervous, because this will make a better story than the mariposa story.
Being nervous?
Yes, because when you have a pretty good, you have a good tongue for it, but then you get nervous and you start getting silly and you start doing that English American accent Spanish thing. Hola, yo, but you do speak good Spanish. It's just that you get nervous and you throw it away.
Yes.
You believe because of your skin color?
Absolutely. And I was also bullied by my own family, my own adopted family, the Puerto Rican side that did speak Spanish. Because my dad spoke Spanish. That was his first language. But his family would speak Spanish to me. When I spoke back, they would always tell me, it sounds so horrible, just stop speaking, just speak English. His family are, I'm trying to rise above all that. So his family are challenging individuals to interact with who lack the capacity for empathy, compassion, and love, for the most part.
Yeah. But you do speak English.
And I just, and so his brothers and sisters would, when all you get back is feedback that you speak horrible Spanish, that's what you think. Just like if someone tells you you're ugly your whole life, then you're going to think you're ugly.
But my dad does.
That would not be true. I would never believe that.
When my dad sees you, he does speak Spanish to you.
He only speaks Spanish.
My dad only speaks
Spanish to me.
Yeah, because he does speak English.
I know.
My dad speaks English.
Yeah, but he doesn't with me. He purposely speaks Spanish with me because he wants me to learn.
Yeah.
I know he does. It's actually from a place of love. It's a really cool thing. You look at you, you're all like, no, it's not. He's just being a dick. That's so cute. That'd be like my dad when he yelled at you about money. He was just telling he loves you.
David has another question for you.
Absolutely, David. I've been working with a therapist for over a year. I've been working with my sponsor in my program of recovery for 16 years. And a lot of that stuff has come up. And I'm really starting to work through it with my therapist. Like, I admitted a few things that I feel and it admitted some stuff. And the reason I take a breath and take the high road and don't say the words that actually came to my mind is because those words they have more of a negative charge than what I said. And my therapist says, don't drag yourself down into that because you don't need to be there. They're not a part of your life anymore. You don't have to worry about them. They're not going to continue to hurt you anymore. So you need to forgive and move on. It just takes a while to move on because I have a lot to talk about.
And they're not part of our daily anymore.
They're not part of our life at all.
They're not part of our monthly or quarterly either. So
I completely cut them out except for three I have on Facebook, and they're the youngest generation, and they're different than the generations I had to live with.
One of the things that we really worked on, especially after my cancer, Christian was sick for a little while, was we just cut out people that were bringing negative energy to our lives. So we just cut out all the toxins, all the toxic people, and we really did, and that included the family. Like when we started our own talk show, so we could talk about whatever we want.
And basically, when my father passed was when I was able to officially turn the page on his side of the family and say, I don't need them and I don't need to communicate with them anymore. I only was nice to them and communicated with them because of him. And once he was gone, now he can be with them all he wants, 24/7. And I'm grateful that I'm not forced into anything anymore. And my mom's side of the family, they're tiny. There's only a few, but they are the most loving, accepting, wonderful people that you could imagine. Like they embody so much love and acceptance and wonderfulness. You know, they keep asking for us to come up. You know, we got to come up for Christmas, got to come up for Thanksgiving. And I can tell you, they put out a spread for both. So I want to go.
And this year we're going.
They live way up in Oroville. And Oroville is actually such an adorable place to visit because, you know, particularly I say that like such a city person. It's so adorable.
It's so adorable. It's
like they have fresh air. It smells like pine trees.
Totally. We totally have to go up there.
Oh my God. And people drive pickup trucks everywhere. And there's like one bar, it's called like the Keg Room. It's so cute. It's like all wood. You know, it's like I feel like I can hear myself. You sound like such a city person, but I love it up there. And I have so many fond memories in Oroville. So I really do want to get back up there now that we're coming out of the isolation phase.
That's for you.
Nope, it's a done deal. I will never, ever reach back or talk to them again.
And I wouldn't let you.
Not because I'm harboring anger, but because they are toxic. They are incredibly toxic. And trust me, they never once have asked how I was doing, how my dad was doing. They didn't even come to his funeral. They didn't even come to see him. And all of them are multimillionaires for the most part. So they can afford to come. It wasn't like they had like, oh, we have financial hardship. We can't do it.
That is very true, Julieta. We all have our own special gifts.
That's true. And I do like how Selma Hayek sounds. She sounds kind of a muddled accent. I like it.
And she's rough too.
She's a rough woman.
And I just saw that. I think one of the Mata sisters is watching us. Yeah, one of the Mata sisters is watching us on Twitter. So I think she's watching us on Twitter. So in case you're watching us, Estela,
is she watching us on the Twitter?
On the Twitter, on the worldwide internet.
On the worldwide internet. Thank you
Internet.
for watching on
the internet.
Twitter. I hope the twittering goes well.
Tweet. But anyway, it was a great event.
I know nothing about Twitter. I have an account that I've used once.
You know, I only tag you. You have a lot of on there from the shows. But but we're excited. Yeah. So we started to talk about the guests that we had on today. We had a special put it together conversation show.
Yeah.
Fahim Fazli. He's an actor, author. My neighbor, he lives down the road in Dana Point, and we met on the set of a video, which is really cool. But if you are not following us on YouTube, go check it out on YouTube.
He has an incredible acting resume. Like man has worked a lot.
No, I'm fine. Don't ask me anything.
So Daniel, just to be fair, what do you think of me?
Tell me I'm pretty.
You're pretty. Oh, does that mean you think you're pretty?
I didn't say anything.
I know. Shut up.
Fetch.
By the way, your breast bracelet is totally fetch.
Stop trying to make fetch a thing.
It's not going to happen.
It's fine. He's not even.
Oh my God. I just actually unintentionally flipped my hair when I am so gay. Sometimes it's too much.
The gayness just out of your pores, just
I
naturally.
didn't even do that intentionally, but I saw myself on the video do it. I'm like, what did you just do? Did you flip the hair you don't have?
The worst thing is that you can see yourself on the screen and go, did I just do that?
I know, and it's recorded now. Live. I just did
it. Live. Y'all can go back and watch this.
Okay, so back to the main topic, which is Fahil. Fahil was this, he is an amazingly deep, spiritual being. Yeah. And I'm not going to say man or woman. He's a being. And he has an old soul because the entire interview, my mind was blown. He kept saying things that just blew my mind and that are so applicable. And I'm like, this man, there's probably people out there who could worship him as a guru.
Now, the cool thing about it was because he's an actor, he was expecting a typical conversation of question and answer.
Oh,
but
yeah.
For those of you that have watched Put It Together Conversations, you know that that's not the type of show that we do. So we just let him talk.
In pre-show, I can tell you, he asked me like 3 times, so Daniel's going to ask me questions all the time. I'm like, no, he's not. I tried to make it clear. You're going to have to just talk. You're gonna have to tell us
how did we cross paths? We met on OkCupid.
Yep. And we were geographically not great.
Okay. Oh, we've had a lot of awkward moments.
Oh my God. Yes. We got more than we can even, I'm sure there's more than we could even have the capacity to remember and be able to illuminate or talk about.
So we got a couple of minutes before we go into pick of the week.
But here is amazing. And if you watch that interview, I hate calling it interview. If you could watch the Put It Together conversation, it's incredible. And it is it's probably one of the deepest episodes you've ever had. Or that I should say we ever had. That is absolutely one of the deepest ones. I was in such a state of my mind being blown. It was incredible. I learned so much from that interview, from that conversation. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it was good. Y'all, please watch it and check it out. If you're not following us on the
Twitter,
and the YouTube, the YouTubes, and then link them up.
As long as your YouTubes ain't tied.
Where do you find the interviews? Ross, thank you for asking.
My goodness.
You can find the interviews on our Facebook pages for Put It Together Conversations or Mexican Productions. You can find them on LinkedIn. YouTube, Daniel Garza page, because we haven't changed names yet, or on Twitter at Little Mexican. But go find it, and we'll put you'll see it. We'll put
At the very worst, Ross, we could always send you a link to it too if you really need it.
Yeah. But if you go to YouTube, if you go on YouTube and you search "Put It Together Conversations," all my shows will pop up. And we have a whole year.
Will be the most recent one.
So do you? Are we ready?
Oh, sure.
Hold on, let me get rid of this right here.
Para por. Okay.
Ooh. What?
Oh my God. I'm totally gagged. Look at that. And I love that it's over my head. Okay, my pick of the week is Kid 90. This is Soleil Moon Frye, who is the young actress who played Punky Brewster. I was going to totally say the wrong thing. Punky Brewster. Yeah, she played Punky Brewster as a kid, and now she plays in the adult. As an adult, she plays herself, well, her character Punky Brewster as an adult in the current Punky Brewster, which is on Peacock Networks. I guess since she was when she first got into her teen years, she had this video camera glued to her hand and the side of her head all the time, and she recorded her entire teenage years. And she was friends with all the other Hollywood kids at that time, because who else are you going to be friends with when you're famous is other famous kids. Like Brian Austin Green is like one of her bestest friends in the world. There's some skateboarders. There's a bunch of people from the 90s that I wasn't familiar with because I was already older than that and didn't care about their generation at that time. So I wasn't like into pop culture. But this is like a semi-autobiographical movie about her youth and her friends. And what's terrifying is that so many of her friends are no longer with us from that time frame. Like she and Ryan Austin Green and Robin Thicke are like they literally are a few of the survivors from being famous kids. So it blew my mind. She does great voiceovers, of course, of her own life. And she does terrific interviews with Brian Austin Green, like just real quick little quips with them, like saying, "Do you remember? What did it feel like? Was it shocking when this individual, passed or is no longer with us?" And it's a very touching autobiographical, semi-documentary show about being a kid actor and what it's like to be in the public eye and in the spotlight. And as a teenager, she had to take on some really people saying horrible things about her, because she did in her teen years, when she hit puberty, she did develop rather fortuitous breasts. She had very large,
quickly.
Yeah, she had gigantic breasts. So a lot of people made fun of her for it. It was painful for her. So she had to, had to debate on doing, at a young age, she had to determine whether she wanted to have a reduction. So it was crazy. But it's a fantastic documentary, autobiographical documentary.
Cool.
And it's on Netflix.
My pick of the week is I am rewatching The Ghost Inside My Child. This was a series on A&E, and it ran for about 6 seasons. I think they were very short episodes, very quick seasons, but all about reincarnation. So they interview parents and children who are the reincarnation of somebody. And one of my favorite episodes is about this one particular kid who is the reincarnation of his uncle. And it's just the facts and the things that they go back and do fact checks on some of these things to make sure that these are legit. But some of the details that they put out and they talk about are really impressive. So if you are into reincarnation or kind of those sci-fi kind of stories, but this is factual, go check it out. The Ghost Inside My Child is on Amazon Video, and the whole seasons, I think it's 6 seasons. Go check them out. they're up right now, so it's really cool. So that is my pick.
Awesome job, Daniel. Love you. Mean it.
Thank you, Coletta. Thank you. I've been working on those. We still have to work on the lettering. I have to change the other one, but
We need to change on the intro. It still has our old script. You know,
Babs.
the Daniel show slide on the intro is still the old-fashioned lettering. We need to update it. We need to update that intro. Anyway, hi, Rich. I'm sorry. I always call you Richard because I see it, but I know your name. I've always called you Wayne, so it's really weird. So
He's dealing with the leaky air conditioner.
Huh?
Is that code for something? Because based on the show how this started today, I'm wondering if it's leaky air conditioners.
Now Daniel made my mind wander with that. So I had a leaky air conditioner. So did Daniel.
Leaky.
I have a leaky air conditioner too.
Oh my god! No, Coldplate's hilarious. Yeah, we were talking about Regina, Canada.
And understand, Daniel just took the express train to the gutter with that one, not me.
Oh my god! Well, when you vacation there, it's not difficult to find your way back.
Oh my gosh! I found an old picture online when I was going through some old files. Now I don't have tens of thousands of pictures like you, but I was looking at it and yes, the moist Regina, Canada.
Yes, Richard Wayne is. Yes, he is. David, thank you for remembering that.
Wow.
He was my co-host on Zodiacs. Yes,
Zodiacs.
It's a state of mind. It's a bad state.
It's a state of war. But yeah, I saw a picture of it was. I think I don't know who took it, but it was a picture of me and Angie doing our parkour routine that we did through Laguna Beach that night.
Yeah, where did you find it?
We both were like on a bench, and we're both like parkour. Like you can tell.
My God.
We were right at that moment. It was so funny. I just laughed because I remember that moment. I remember that exact moment in time. It just keeps dripping up there.
Is your air conditioner leaking too, Ross?
His air conditioner's leaking.
We try to put on a nice, decent show, but
we do.
We try. Let's try. But where did you see this picture?
It's on my computer. It's the computer I'm on right now. I just found it in a file. Like there's some. Okay, I don't understand apples all the time. Because I really did come from a PC environment, but I do love apples now. I enjoy working on iOS, and I love my iMac. But it does save pictures sometimes in odd places. Like if you don't tell it exactly where you want it and you don't look, it could take you years to find it again because it will save it like under some weird file, like under documents. It's like when did a picture?
That's why I'm trying to click pictures out because I have thousands of pictures.
Tens of thousands would not even be inaccurate.
Yeah.
Daniel has so many pictures of himself.
I take not of myself, not just you make it sound so narcissistic. I am not that narcissistic. I'm not that narcissistic. I will accept my faults where they are, but you know what? And you know what the reality is, and I've told you this before. The reality is that on my mom's side, Alzheimer's and dementia does run in the family, and I am fearful that one day I won't remember stuff. So I want pictures. I want to be able to look at. Shut up! I am going to so kick your ass when I see you. Just wait and see. I'm not taking any more pictures with you. You're out of the picture family.
Okay.
But I do. The reality is, and it's honest. I'm one of my fears. One of my fears is that I won't remember, and I want pictures.
You know what though? I mean, seriously, this is my intuition, and I've always had this about this. We are just at the right age where I do not believe Alzheimer's and dementia will be a problem for us when we get to that time frame.
You mean 35?
I believe. Huh?
35?
My mother didn't develop dementia until she was almost 93 years old.
Well, I'm only 35, so I don't know what you're talking about.
So you see, because you're only 35, we will see in our lifetimes, we will see a treatment, an effective treatment or cure to those two things, or preventatives. So
Well, just in case, I have a lot of pictures.
We're going to have to deal with that like our parents did.
And you know, I have a picture with just about everybody that's on our chatting today.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The only person I don't have a picture with is David Gonzalez, but I have a picture.
I bet you're in every one of them, huh?
You suck. I hate you. Well, of course I am.
And who have you asked to take a picture of you and other people and not included him in the picture? Moi? Why, Daniel, you don't have to admit that on camera. Of course I appreciate taking pictures of you with other people.
¿Huh? No entiendo. ¿Cómo?
No entiendo.
¿Eh? No entiendo. ¿Qué cosa? ¿Qué dice?
¿Cómo? What's your name? K. Como?
I don't lie. I like taking pictures and I like having a lot of.
Loves to see himself in pictures.
I do.
But then again, some people are photogenic. Daniel tends to be photogenic. He looks good in pictures. I look at pictures of myself and I'm like,
but you are Blanche.
I never had a modeling career. I never was going to have a modeling career. Not because I'm not attractive, but I don't picture well. I always feel like I look weird.
Shut up. Whatever.
No,
you are photogenic. People think
maybe I thought that again. That could be hangover from an emotionally abusive parent who liked to take pictures, like really candid pictures.
Yes. Tisha, which is actually how. No, that's how we met. We anyway, long story. I met Tisha through Steven. But yeah, Tisha took some pictures. Her pictures got me at work for a long time, and she's the only one. You don't know her.
I don't know who Tisha is.
Yeah, you don't know her. I took pictures of myself often. It's a little quality.
Like the one we're seeing right here.
Yes. Well, Wayne's going to be doing my next headshots.
But Wayne, you're an amazing photographer. You have that magic eye that other people, like, I do not own that eye. I do not have that eye, that skill. And Wayne, you are an amazing artist when it comes to pictures. So just even the picture of you right here on that shows up is so amazing. Like, you got the angles right. You got everything right in that picture. I'm like, whatever.
Well, he's taking my next headshots. So
yeah.
In fact, we need to get him to take our production photos, both of us together.
Yeah, we need to get you to take our corporate pictures, because we do literally have a corporation now, and we need to have those official president, vice president, treasurer, secretary.
We need show photos. We don't have show photos of ourselves. So if Wayne, if you're up to it, we would love for you to take our photos.
And I think black and white would be a nice medium particularly for the work ones.
Yeah. So yes, we'll do that. We'll do that. Which Wayne is due. He needs to be a guest host on here.
Absolutely. Oh, that could be a real spiritual fun night.
Yeah, and I think we're working on him being a guest on the Cardivo show.
Oh, Cardivo.
And reunite. We haven't been together since we did Zodiac.
You know how powerful that night will be. That'll be, you two get together. You two are a great combination.
Well, I think the only one that saw that show that's on here is David Gonzalez. David Gonzalez remembers that show. For those of you that don't know, Wayne is an amazing astrologer himself and tarot card reader. And we used to have a show called Zodiacs several years ago, but everybody got busy, so we had to cancel it.
Then I got sick. So
yeah. We'll talk about this.
I'll watch that Cardivo that night. That'll be an amazing.
Yeah.
Your fans are going to be like totally blown away. And
because he's awesome, and the both of us together have a really good chemistry working together, and it works really well. So we'll have to have him. So we're down to the last 6 minutes. Before we go, let me.
How the heck did our time go?
Let me remind all of y'all that here at Little Mexican Productions Inc., we have 3 shows on the air. Wednesdays today, you can catch Coastin and Daniel at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. On Fridays, it's the Card Devo show at 5 p.m. And on Saturdays, it's Put It Together Conversations with 2 shows at noon and 5. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And if you're on YouTube, would do us a favor and subscribe and hit the bell so that way you can get notifications every time there's a new show. We really appreciate it. We need more followers on YouTube, if you don't mind. And then occasionally we'll throw in a special episode during the week or an extra on Saturday. So notifications are really good to keep track of us. Also, I wrote a book. My book is Grumpy Bunny and the Colors Game. Go check it out in any of these 5 distributors. You can find it. It's a book, meditation book for children, but it's actually good for all ages. So if you are into meditation and want to read a book, go check it out. It's on all of these brands. And I want to thank my publisher and editor, Mr. Kevin Moyers.
You almost said producer. That's funny.
I know. And so for everybody, when I had my podcast, which I don't have the podcast anymore, Kevin Moyers, my producer, moved on to be my publisher and editor and publicist now because he's getting me spots. So that's pretty awesome. He's doing a great job.
Daniel's book, with another unique feature to it, is that it was literally illustrated by a child.
Yeah.
She's 11 years old, if I'm correct. If I'm remembering.
Yeah, Vivian Gatch.
I mean, her mother supervised her, but she did that incredible artistry with Grumpy Bunny and his mom and all the other illustrations in the book. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Like, it's really cool that you get a children's book illustrated by a child. I mean, yes, technically a tween. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make her a child.
And then right now we're in the pre-production of my Oracle cards, so those are coming out pretty soon. They're in pre-production. We finally started working on those, and and Grumpy Bunny. Hello to my sister Nancy out in Texas, who is the new part of Little Mexican Productions Inc. She is the president of international. What did I call it earlier? President of International Department or something like that. But she's doing the editing.
She's the director of international sales and positioning.
Yes, so she's doing the Spanish editing for me, and she's been helping me out with that. And so she's going to be helping out with.
It's pretty incredible. And then she's going to also be doing the artwork on the Oracle cards. So that's going to be another. She is an amazing. I cannot tell you, people. She's an amazing artist, and she's an amazingly talented person. And I've been blessed over these years, over like maybe the last 6-7 years, to really be there to watch her blossom into the person she is today. She has changed so much since the day I met her, and she's an inspiration to all of us. But she's an inspiration to me personally, because she's really just blossomed and exploded into this. She was always amazing, but it's like even more amazing now. Like, and she's living her passion, and she's not letting anyone tell her she can't. I just love it.
Yeah, she's definitely.
I love her, and I love her energy, like what she's doing now.
She's really turning her energy around in a way that it's making it really positive. And I like that. So,
and what I love, it's also setting a great example. All her kids are adults. We're not talking like she has any little kids anymore. But whoa, like something just made the whole house shake. That was weird. Not an
earthquake.
No, it wasn't an earthquake. It was like something dropped. It was weird. Anyway, she is an inspiration to her. She, no matter what, as a parent, you're always an inspiration. Can always be an inspiration to your kids, and it's just amazing to watch. It's so awesome to watch her. I feel like she's becoming her authentic self. Like, this is the real, authentic Nancy, and I just love her to death. I'm so grateful to be able to call her family, or I'm sorry, let me say that in Spanish. I'm so grateful to call her familia.
There you go. For everybody watching, we've come to the end of the show. It's thank you so much for watching today. Thank you, babe. Good show.
Thank you, babe. Good show on you too. Broke legs.
To all of our friends out in Regina, thank you for watching.
Special thanks to Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada.
For all of you watching, remember
know how moist it is there.
We'll see you folks here next week. Thank you for watching us. Remember, if you're available, we'll see you here Friday for the Christian for Devo, and then Saturday for Put It Together Conversations.
Friday for Card Devo.
Well, and Saturday for Put It Together Conversations, and we'll see you here next Wednesday.
And don't forget, there is a special Put It Together Conversations that is being uploaded.
Yes.
We're up there right now.
If you drink, and if you drink coffee, if you like coffee, join us this Saturday at 2:00 for a full hour of coffee conversations.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.